Alright, if you are doing that for God and your Creator, you want to do it better. So clap your hands together for God. And because I know you have been enjoying God since you arrived. Oh, and thank God that it's nice. Thank you everybody, please have your seats. It is wonderful to be here. Now, please, I want everyone to have it quiet so that we can get the best in this session. I hope I will not offend you, brother, because I've been moving around. This session we have to take together is one that it is not only what you need now that you are preparing for further studies, advanced life, whatever, it is something you need throughout life. Let me ask you this question. Imagine that when you are traveling, for those of you that travel, how many of you traveled down from one town or city to this place? Great. Oh, beautiful.
In fact, today you will be learning with me what is called digital literacy. Let me try to speak as much as we can hear. Digital literacy. Everybody born after 1997 actually is growing in a world that believes that digital systems define life. There was a time when advanced technologies were something that have become very common today. Now let me ask you, what is the meaning of the word technology? If you hear the word technology anyway, what does it mean? Anyone to tell me, put up your hand and I'll call you. Let me understand my own first. I hope everyone here, you are done with secondary education. You are all graduates. Are you sure? So technology shouldn't be a difficult concept. So if you know the meaning of technology you want to share, just put up your hand or I will call somebody. If you happen to smile at me, I will call you. Oh. Have these people been answering questions since? What is technology, brother? Don't worry, there are no wrong answers. Just tell me what you know about technology. Yes. Let's be how many minutes.
Technology is a tools or machine that is used to make work easier rather than enhance knowledge.
Excellent. A clap for him. Okay, maybe I need to teach you what a clap is. A clap is pa, but a round of applause is where you pa 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 pa. It's okay. Now, what is said is quite essential. Anything used to make work easier is technology. Write it down. Anything used to make work easier is technology. There was a time when anybody who wants to pass message to people, the best they can do is to see that person like this face to face and talk. That is why in those days, the adage used to work that Ojulo Orowa. But you know, these days now, you may not see somebody face to face and you can send messages to the person. You can converse with somebody without really seeing the person eyeball to eyeball. But there came a time before what you know today as social media. There was a time when it was fax machine. Even me like this, I didn't need fax machine. Fax machine came before typewriter. But I know you should know typewriter. You are typing and writing. As you are typing, if you make mistake like this, what happened to what you have typed? That is it. You just need to use a way to just put a dash on it and keep writing. You cannot clean. Until about the end of the 20th century, we came to computers. Desktops are in those days. If some of you know what desktops look like. How many of you know desktop? Desk itself is enough to be a desk. It is very strong, very heavy. And that gave way to laptops like you can see there. And then to this powerful microcomputer I'm holding. If you have a phone with you, Just wave your hand. No, you don't need to raise the phone. If you have a phone here, raise your hand. Okay. If you don't have a phone, please raise your hand. Wow. Okay, no, let me tell you why I asked that question. The second time I will come to your face this way is going to be practical and you will need your phone. At least. So that is why I wanted to know. But if you don't, let's see, if you genuinely don't have. But if you have a phone, it is, as called by many people, a distraction. I remember those days. How many of you know Motorola? Phone only wo. You remember? No. This one is too touche for what I'm talking about. Phone only wo, like that is, the screen is very small. The screen is as small as the screen of this wristwatch, but the phone itself is taller than this microphone. And in those days, it used to be one of the best things in the house. Just like today, maybe a dishwasher, a washing machine, the way your mommy would protect it. That is the way Daddy used to protect that Motorola. It has a celebrated place where they hang it. Nobody goes there. And when we started growing up, what we started calling Tanasobe came up. And once you carry that phone like this, when you are younger, you are still young. But there is something that your parents need to call your attention to. Once your mommy see you carrying phone, what your mommy tell you? Distracted, keep your phone. And yeah, for more than 75% of young persons, mobile phones are a distraction. But I'm coming to tell you today that mobile phone at least is a tool for lifelong learning. Now, follow me as we go with the slide. Please move to the next slide. There are so many things you won't see, but I will try to read them out for you. Now, you can see professionals on the screen, right? How many of you see anything like yourself in the future there? You can see what you want to become in the future. Or some of you didn't see yourself. Perhaps you want to become doctor, engineer, a teacher. Well, anything you intend to become, I believe now that you've been learning about purpose of living. Yes or yes? I'm praying for you. You will not miss your purpose of living. But take notes. Okay, thanks to the media people. They are helping us zoom out. Now, Nigeria is just arriving. In the scheme of things, many countries have run ahead of us. Nigeria is just coming. But take note, Nigeria still has a lot of problems. Because that is what we call it. But I prefer to call them the unseen solutions. Because what is solution? Can there be solution without a problem? No. So of course, solutions are what we've got to start seeing. I'm talking about problems that Nigeria has not yet solved. If I ask you problems that Nigeria has not solved, I think you know some of them. Okay? Please, 2 confident persons to tell me 2 problems you feel Nigeria has yet to solve. Now, listen. I've just told you when I was about to start that when I ask you a question, put up your hand and I'll call you. Let's do it in our orderly manner. Yeah? Insecurity. Okay, insecurity. Poor infrastructure. Wow, that is a big English and it's wonderful. Let me get to know you guys. Your name? Oyekunle Praise. Praise. Sunny Faith. Sunday Faith. The young man that answered my question the other time, your name? Solomon. The wise man. Okay. Okay, you also have another problem you can see. Hey, which one? Lack of basic amenities. Okay, fine. That will tally together with infrastructure. So many people here see problem. Wow. Everybody go to your jotter. Write down any 3 problems you know Nigeria has and rank them. As they come to your mind, just write them. This problem, this problem, this problem. Then think about it again. Which one is the number 1 problem according to you? Which one is number 2? Which one is number 3? We will need this for the second time we'll be doing the practical task. So let me give you about a minute to do that. 3 prominent problems you can identify in Nigeria. If you are done, say I'm done. Good. If you are not done, say wait for me. Your time is counting down. And don't let anybody tell me that you don't know a problem in Nigeria. All right. These problems actually are waiting for some people to bring solutions to them. And I'm telling you, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard. There are some ideas that have not entered into the heart of man. And those things are actually meant to solve these problems you are writing down. I'm praying for you. You will be a problem solver. There are issues in this country that what we need is the question of how literate are the young people living today. If somebody comes to you and tell you, why did you behave like an illiterate? How will you feel? You feel that me from nursery school to primary school to secondary school and now a graduate, and you call me illiterate? I know some of you, before coming here, I know that God must have been taking out some things out of you. Some of you will have fought dirty because somebody called you an illiterate. But let me tell you today, an illiterate person is not someone that cannot read or write. But who is an illiterate? Wait. If you call someone an illiterate in, say, 1964, please go to the next slide. Next, we'll come back to this. Okay, somewhere around 1969, of course, no one here was born, including myself. That was the year when man landed on the moon with less than 1/50 of what is on this phone. The entire mainframe computer they used to shoot the rockets did not have the capacity to do 1/150 of what this phone I'm holding can do. In those days, if you don't know how to read and write, you are illiterate. But today, we are talking about us having billion times the data processing capacity that those devices have. I am very careful not to use big English, but don't worry. Any big English you hear and you don't understand, write it down. You can ask me as question. Now, this phone can do billion times what they did in 1969, which makes it necessary for us to change the definition of someone that is an illiterate. So let me give you a definition of literacy. There is a man called Alvin. Mr. Alvin said, a literate person of the 21st century is someone who can learn, unlearn, and relearn. Let me take that again. In this 21st century, a literate person is only somebody that is able to, number 1, learn, number 2, unlearn, and number 3, relearn. I hope you know what these 3 things mean. What does it mean to learn? That is, in fact, in education, learning to us means there is a change in your behavior. That is, you know something, And that thing makes the way you behave to change. For example, it is different if you are told an information. How many of you are listening to radio during this month that's concluding? You O30 radio? Any one of you? Okay, not many persons. That is interesting. How many of you, maybe by accident or intention, you are on YouTube, TikTok, anywhere around last week till date? Anybody like that? YouTube, TikTok, Instagram? But you know, if I tell you some of the viral challenge now, you know them, yes or yes? They are smiling now. If you go to many of these social media angles, they give you information, they tell you things. But learning happens when those things you are told produce a change in your behavior. One technical thing is this: learning can be conscious or subconscious. What did I say? What does it mean that learning is conscious? That means I want to change my behavior. I don't know how to press computer and I sit down to learn it. That is conscious. But there are so many things happening unconsciously too. How many of you have begun to walk like a celebrity you have been watching closely on social media? Don't worry, don't raise your hand, you know yourself. How many of you have changed your profile picture to the profile picture of somebody you don't know? You don't know the person's history, but because this person is a celeb, that is your icon. That is your idol. Someone like that. You are subconsciously changing your behavior. And you know what is sad about this matter is sometimes you are not even aware that this thing has happened to you. You still feel you are the same. Until one day, somebody makes you angry and see this gentle brother like this. Just discover that Jackie Chan has expired, Abi. I don't know. But I know many of you watch Korean movies. It's okay. I know that if you watch the ones where they fight, you will not know that you have internalized a violent response to provocation. Ntí mo sọ ni pé o ní mọ̀ pé kíní ẹ ti wọnú ẹ láti to respond when somebody provoke you by violence, until one day somebody will not do something and before you know what happen, you act violently and you ask yourself, when did I be?
What happened? That person.
How? Subconsciously. And that is why I beg you, everybody. You see those things that enter into you through your sense organs. You remember your sense organs? What to see, what to hear, what to smell, what to taste, what to feel. Those things, they build a bank of information inside you. Sometimes in the bank there is something called strong room. Strong room. Those are places where they store money. Sometimes those money may not see the light of day for tens of years. But a time will come when they say, circulate and then they bring them out. That is also what happens many times when you learn many things subconsciously. And that is why we need the second thing. Somebody who is literate is somebody that is able to do what? Learn and unlearn. There are some things you must unlearn. What does it mean to unlearn? learn. To unlearn means you do what? Stop learning. Not to learn. Okay. Actually, it means more than that. It means you come to a point where you say, what I think I know, I don't want to know it again. What has changed in my behavior, I want a reversal. And that is why the experience you have been having here is important. You've heard about Calvary. Yes or yes? If you have learned subconsciously some of these things, you must come to a point where you become deliberate and say, Ishemo, I'm not doing again. That is unlearning. How many of you have become addicts of pornography because of the exposures you have on social media? You must come to a point where you consciously say, no, I am unlearning. Let me quickly tell you that actually, the way to do the unlearning for such negative attitude is nothing but the word of God, because those things you have mastered, you need to constantly use the word of God to undo them. When we are still in primary school, I think things have changed now. In primary school, what did you use to write? Biro or pencil? Primary school. I think it's a primary. Okay. In any case, when you are in nursery school, it was pencil, obviously. Once you make mistake with pencil, what do? You erase. I hope you know that pencil and paper actually is a form of technology. If you ask daddy and mom in those days, you know what they used to write? What? Chalk and slate. You know what they used to wipe it? Like this. You quickly use your elbow to wipe it and then you are writing. You must also arrive at a point today that whatever digital technology has inscribed inside of your mind, and it is likely to keep leading you, you come to a point to say, no, I want to wipe it. But the point is that you don't just wipe, you must fill it with something else, otherwise those things will come again. I tell you, it is a bank, and maybe you don't know how bank operates. Money, actually, when it leaves the strong room, it is going to another strong room. Oftentimes, those things you feel that, that's why I see people that are addicted. Mi ò fẹ́ mu sìgá mọ́ o, mi ò fẹ́ mu tí mọ́ o, mi ò ní mú mọ́sẹ̀. Before they spend 2 weeks, what do they find themselves doing again? They are back into it because there is a way that thing gets circulated. But once you allow Calvary to remove it and you allow the word of God to take its place, come on, you live a full, bright life. Get to meet every one of us that we are taking you. We will tell you testimonies how that we also once learned the wrong way, but by the grace of God, the Lord is helping us. We are unlearning a lot of things, and that is what it means to be literate. You keep saying, no, I'm not doing that. Even though it is to be part of my past, I'm not doing it again. For some of you, it was when you got here you gave your life to Christ, right? Yes or yes? The next phase of life for you is when something is telling you, are you sure anything happened to you? Are you sure something happened to you? Are you sure anything? Is it not just that they say you should come and pray and you pray? No, you must come to a point where you are sure something has happened. And that is what leads us to the third aspect of literacy. What is that? Sister, are we together? Sister or brother? Brother, sorry, don't mind me. All right. If a person in this age is not able to relearn means what you have known, you are able to know it again in another format. When you are in primary 1, what is a noun? If I ask a graduate now, what is a noun? A noun is a naming word. Wow, that has switched up, isn't it? It's okay. But David, is it still the same when somebody has graduated? It has changed too. He's a grammarian. He could tell us what a noun is. That means you can be learning the same thing, but you will be learning it in better form. And that will bring me to the next thing. Oh, the slide is off. Let me just go on. In the thoughts of people that put up digital technology, I wanted to go to the last slide. Let's talk about mobile phone. How many of you, when you wake up early in the morning, what is usually the first thing you do when you wake up early in the morning? If, now listen, hello, when you are coming here, please, I need your attention. You are deliberate that you want a complete life transformation, isn't it? You have to be sincere at this point. You know that whenever you wake up, the first
is to
and to quickly scroll through. You know you are like that. I wanted you to raise your hand before, but obviously, if you are smiling at what I'm saying, that means you are like that. But you know, that is not the original intention. Phones are actually designed, please. Okay. Phone actually is designed to be a productivity tool. What did I say? So let's write it down. Mobile phone is designed to be a productivity tool. Technology, as we've seen, helps us do things easier. Mobile phone is expected to be a tool that makes you do many things you do manually in easier manner. In other words, instead of you writing letter, how many of you know how to write letter very well? It's only God that will have mercy on the person that will mark your English script, because the person will read English. You know how I know? 300 level students, 400 level students, they've written letter and I feel like crying. You know, these are the days where as the way you are saying something like it's a letter of apology, and you are reading something like, I did not even know what SUP, S-U-P. Where is that coming from? That is social media stand. When you see people writing it, I don't know, it's not Pitman shorthand now. I don't know the kind of shorthand. WhatsApp kind of shorthand. To construct a sentence is now becoming difficult. It's okay. Let me not go into that now. But the truth is, mobile phone was designed to make communication easier, not to take away your own thinking, to communicate your thoughts. When phone was also developed, it was actually meant to be used to learn, to solve problems, to create value, to help you make wise decisions in life. But unfortunately, most of you think that I know how to use phone. How do I use phone? Please help us go to those black. Yes. If I'm able, please go and I'm able to operate WhatsApp. I can post on Instagram or TikTok. I can download some apps, and I can also do editing. And you know these days, for some of you, when you go on do, what do you start doing? It's not pressing phone. They will look for one window corner. They will go and hang phone there like this. And what do they start doing? Dancing. They do it. In fact, I celebrate Gen Z as well, because there is a very great level of hope, faith. They believe that one day they will have followers enough to start making money. So they are doing it in great faith. Unfortunately, many of those things waste their time. I don't have the time now. I wanted you today, if I had arrived earlier, I wanted every one of you that have phone to go to a section under your setting. So all of you do this. When I come next, I will ask that as an assignment. On your setting, go and look for something called digital well-being. What did I call it? That thing is always tracking your screen time, how many minutes or hours your screen is up. It will tell you the kind of app you use more and more. Most, you've tried it before, but and it was PS what? PLS. Oh, YouTube. Now let's hold it. If you check it, it will help you categorize the apps you use. Either it is a social media or a productivity tool, or it may be another thing. For example, you may use Bible, you may use music player, etc. Every one of you write it down now. Your assignment I want to see when you come next is, what is your top 3 most used apps? Top 3 most used apps. We are going to be placing them side by side with the 3 problems you indicated, and we are going to be seeing, in fact you can answer that one yourself, whether your usage of digital tool is actually going to lead to solving the problem or to compounding the problem. But I'm praying for you. Anyway you have been getting it amiss, God will rescue you. Let me talk about AI for a few minutes. What's AI? You've used AI before at some point of view. How many of you know this AI tool called Character AI? Character AI. You know it, right? Any other person? You know it? Okay. You know it too? Okay. You know what Character AI is used for? AI tools generally are actually meant to be used for chatting because they are designed for productivity. They are designed, it's also one of the things I hope I'll be able to show you how you can use what is the most common AI tool? Chat GPT. I hope you know that. What is the first word you see there? Chat. How many of you love chatting with AI than chatting with human being? And please listen to this. What you just responded now is the undoing of this generation, because these are days when they tell us that this is the most connected generation. Hello? They can tell that you can reach out to anybody anywhere and speak with that person as though you are with the person. In fact, there are newer technologies today called hologramming, for example. With hologram, even though it's a very advanced technology, I can be talking to somebody as if that person is by my side. In fact, I can call like this and I'll be walking among you like this with hologramming, but it is not me, it is a machine, and it will be gesticulating like myself. They think that we are becoming more connected, but we are becoming very disconnected, because now people get, I even had the news of somebody that got married to an AI, a robot, recently. But let me talk of Character AI. Character AI is actually built to mimic prominent people in history. So you can tell Character AI that you take on the personality of Paul, or anybody you have in mind, said, I want to chat with Paul. And you start talking to that person as if it is real. You know what happened to a young boy? He started chatting. Many young people today, we talk of depression, and it is alarming how under 20 people become depressed. Depression is actually a mental illness of the aged, when they don't have people to talk to again. But you know what digital technology has done today? It is turning you at your young age to old, lonely, depressed people, because you don't have the connection with men again. And that was what happened to this young boy. So he asked the AI, now listen, I can see some of you are picking your phone and you're on the digital well-being, not now, it's assignment. You want to see your life outside, I know, but wait and do it as an assignment. This young man asked the character to take on the personality of one cast in Lord of the Rings. And unfortunately, this guy began to enjoy communicating with it, until he got to a point this boy began to share his feelings with the AI, and the AI began to advise it. And he said, in fact, the whole world is troublesome. I know, AI is actually programmed based on the database that it is working on. So this stuff was working with all the conversation of that character in the movie. So it was using that person's stamp. All that the AI could do was to be counseling that guy. And you know, in fact, I didn't watch Lord of the Rings anyway, so I don't know the person. But that person was going to advise and lead to the death of somebody and somebody. The long story cut short, he told the young man, in fact, there is a land where I am. The land is like this, like this, like this. I don't know whether it is an excerpt of what that character said in the movie. And the boy felt it was a real one. He said, how can I get there? And the AI it advised the boy. Now, well, people only come here if they die. So, hey, are there simpler ways of dying? And the AI advised the young man to shoot himself. And of course, it's not Nigeria. For them, they all have family guns. So the young man went and he shot himself. It was when they were doing the forensic investigation and they were checking his phone, they saw the conversation. That is to tell you how worsening our case is becoming in these last days. Now let's move on. The next slide, please. There is something we need to all learn. It is called lifelong learning. I'll be showing you the pictures of 4 persons. And I want to ask you whether you know them. All right, please move on. Oh, please go back. Oh, interesting. Okay. Please go forward. Go forward again. Yeah. These 4 people, how many of them do you know? You know Elon Musk? No, don't zoom. Yes. You know Elon Musk, right? Who else do you know on the picture? No other person. No, it's not the person in your street. The first person at the top. Jeff what? It's not Jeff. How many of you use iOS devices? iPhone, iPod, iPad, anything? You use Okay. That is the man that designed the Macintosh computer. That is the bedrock for iOS devices. In fact, he happened to be the first. No, not the first, but he is one of the pioneer CEOs of Apple. You know what Apple is? That is Steve Jobs. You know Elon Musk. I don't need to tell you that he's a young man many people want to be like. I bring him up because I want to show you a part of his story today. But the third person you can see there, oh wow. That young man, his name is Iyoluwa Aboyeji. Please write it. What country did that person come from? Does it come from? Nigeria. Where exactly do you think he come from? Yoruba land. Iyoluwa Aboyeji is currently the richest young man in Africa. How many of you have used Flutterwave? You want to pay money for an application or whatever, and you've used Flutterwave before. That's the man that designed Flutterwave, and it is Africa's #1 e-commerce platform. Then the other lady by the side, I brought her purposely because I don't want it to appear like it is only male people that have digital literacy and they become productive in their age. Her name is Odunwayo Eweniyi. Well, it's not what you are thinking. She's not an herbalist. At least, for the 4 of them, there are people that have accomplished quite a lot. So I will just walk you through their cases and we will see their stories. And when we are done, I will give you another task because you've got to start writing your story. When? Now, so please go back. Yeah. Steve Jobs dropped out of school. He went to Reed College. The name of his college is READ College. He dropped out. Why? He felt, after the way Igbo people think is very vague. Sometimes, you know why he dropped out? He said the American education he was getting has no direction. So he deliberately dropped out. Not that he failed. He dropped out. He decided to start attending lectures that he wanted to. He was not going to get any certificate. And he attended one useless class like that on calligraphy. Calligraphy is about writing. Now, as dramatic as the story sounds, when he began to build the Macintosh computer, he came to a point where he felt the computer they had before, the first set of computers by IBM, those computers, the way they operate is just like your calculator. I don't even know the way your calculator used to write. You know that this thing, I don't even have, but I would have tried to write it out. You know calculator type of writing. That is how computer used to appear to before. But that useless class that he attended, useless in quotes, was what made him to introduce calligraphy into computing. And that is why Macintosh computer became the first to introduce ability to write with different handwriting. But that is not even the end of the story. Apple is today one of the leading companies. I don't have all, and I don't want to share the details of his life because there are some questions. But the point is, this man, he decided to apply the principle of lifelong learning. I watched one of the time he was doing a session with workers in Apple when they co-founded Apple. And when you listen to him, you know he's a man that carries substance. I just wish that he had Jesus. Maybe he would have added plus of many things to that thing. This man is loaded, but take note, even though he didn't have a college degree, I'm not saying that college degree is not important. Many other, in fact, other people that I'm going to show you, they have college degree. But this man, with lifelong learning, he did not take what people will call useless. I hope you even know what I'm talking about, calligraphy. You go to a university and the lecturer is teaching you how to do handwriting, how to do line spacing, character spacing, space between O and N, how to balance to make sure that the stuff is written well. That was the kind of class he attended. But he turned this into a land-breaking technology advancement. The second person is Elon Musk, the first world trillionaire, they say. I think at some point they say maybe he dropped down again and whichever. He was obsessed with reading. That is what I want to pick out of his life. Please take notes. Let me quickly raise this disclaimer. For them, I'm not saying that they become your hero. I know many of you love them. Not bad. Of course, every human being made by God has something great within them. Yes or no? And it depends on into whose hand it falls. Many people they have great potential. Do you think bandits are one of the most coordinated set of people? They will they will live among you, you won't know them. They will do a lot of mapping among you. They are very intelligent. But you know the hand into which it fell. People that scammers, they are very intelligent. I heard about a prodigy. That young boy, I think, was it at age 9 or so? During the time of IBM computers, that boy successfully hacked FBI. You may not know the meaning of FBI. Federal Bureau of Investigation in the US. It's like our DSS. And you can understand US DSS. It is the top level of intelligence in the world. The guy was able to hack it at that very young age. But that competence he had, who begin to use it now? It's not God. So I'm raising that disclaimer so I don't think that I want to become like Elon Musk. So you don't want to be like him anyway, because himself is not happy if you have listened to his interview. But one thing I say about him is he wanted to learn. From when he was in school, he is actually an African. I hope you know. He grew up in South Africa. before they migrated to the US. And at that time, he would sit down with any book to read at very young age. He started programming, coding. He didn't attend a class for it. He only bought textbook and started studying it. I am talking about lifelong learning. I will still come to give you the definition of lifelong learning. But I'm giving you these instances for you to see learning as possible through digital devices. It's not only, many people, when they hear about digital learning, what comes to mind is I want to get certificate. It's not bad. But I'm teaching you today about a learning that makes you relevant in your generation and makes you a blessing to the generations to come. And I pray you will go through that kind of learning. Now, please, I don't need to tell you his innovation. Elon Musk has done something that the entire US has not been able to do before. In fact, world civilizations, the best we've been able to do is to travel to the satellite of the Earth. What is the satellite of the Earth? The moon. The other great thing we've been able to do is to send out spaceships that they go and they wander in the space. For example, we've sent out Voyager 1, Voyager 2. Their angle, they are picturing all the pictures they talk about. This is how the planet is, the galaxies are, etc. But that you will send people to go and live in another planet. It was the first I did it. I've forgotten how much they say they are billing the hotel he built on Mars. You remember Mars? In the solar system, the 9 planets. He went to build hotel in the Mars. You know what that implies? Don't let us go too far. And they are projecting that they will transport massive number of people into the space. While I think that maybe he's thinking too crazy, but if that has fallen into the hand of God, I'm believing that he will not be thinking about none of those things. He will be thinking of doing some more developed. Even if you listen to him speak, he will tell you that I'm not a loser. I just want to try things. Try it, fail, try again, we do it again. No, just to try things. Everything he has been building, he will tell you, I'm just trying things. When he was building cyber truck, all of his test plans, he said, I'm just trying things. And that's when things were falling, he said, he's not bothered, he's just trying things. I wish somebody will have this kind of intelligence and say, I want to solve big problem. Please, what is our problem on Earth that we want to travel to another planet? He just felt there was nothing else to think of, but I'm praying for you. You will not be redundant. So let me give you the story of the next person. Please go on. Yeah. Inyoluwa Apoyeji that I showed you earlier is actually a close brother. He is a disciple. That one I'm sure of his life. Even though he is rated the richest young man, not the richest man, the richest young man in Africa. Now, what is his story? When he was still a school student, a school child, he had curiosity and he refused to wait until he had experience before he started things. He started building, coding, blah, blah, blah. But one of the groundbreaking app he did was Flutterwave. Andela is one of them, etc. And if you see him, in fact, in Ledeyo, we are in the same floor group, you won't know he has anything. The young man is, in fact, if God catch your life, I'm telling you, there was, the convener of that program, Ledeyo, Bro Bilal Kani, was asking him a question to respond. And he will be talking of, when in the company wanted to send out about 250 billion naira to do something, but we felt that we should try it in another way. Somebody will be talking about 250 billion naira, like 250 naira. But when you see him, he's just normal man. That is an example of somebody that has lifelong learning using technology. The other young lady, Odnayo Eweniyi, she is actually a graduate. Of course, Mr. Inyoluwa is also a graduate. But one thing is that he saw that people were struggling with money. How many of you have heard of Piggy Vest before? Piggy Vest. You don't know Piggy Vest? Okay, how many of you know Kolo Money? Okay, no Kolo Money. Okay, how many of you know what is this Yeye app that I used to say come and borrow money like that? Okash. You know Okash. How many of you have borrowed money on Okash before? I am praying for you that God will bring you to a point where you will live a life that is not a boru. This young lady saw that people struggle with investing, and she invented with her people. The impact was that she co-founded PDVest, and it has enabled several millions of people to invest. It is not just a bank. How many of you know Kuda Bank? You have Kuda account, have you? Now, just something like what Kuda does is what PiggyVest does, but it is one of Nigeria's leading self-motivated investment platform. One thing happens. Please, can you help us reduce? Drop go. Jesus is not. Let me know how far now. Nigeria is not a limitation. I deliberately brought out Nigerians and even Yoruba people for you to know that if you commit yourself to lifelong learning, there is nothing stopping you. Tell it to yourself, I am going to fulfill a great purpose. I have no limitation. Some of you feel that you are talking of Elon Musk. Is it not because America is working? Who tell you America is working? If you know the kind of things they are going through, they celebrated 250 years of their independence earlier this month. You only need to read their history. There's a lot of struggles there too. People who do well, they do well because they knew what they are doing. How much more you who have God? How much more you that God is making this kind of investment into your life? When will you begin to explore the path of lifelong learning? So let me give you the definition of lifelong learning. Lifelong learning refers to a deliberate process. It is a deliberate process of acquiring, storing, and using knowledge. I say it is a deliberate process of acquiring, the second one, and the third one, using knowledge. Please open a bracket and put not just information. There is a difference between information and knowledge. So it is the process of you getting, storing, and using what you know. It is a deliberate process of acquiring, storing, and using knowledge to, not just information. Now close the bracket. For personal development and community impact. Let me end it at until death, because that is what lifelong learning really is. What is the end of life? What is the last characteristic of a living thing? Death. Okay. So lifelong learning means I deliberately want to seek to get knowledge. I want to know how to do something. I store it and I am using it. Number one is for what? No. Those things I've gotten, what do I use them to do? For personal development. I want to be a better person. And number two is to do what? To make impact on your community. If you are here and your thought of I want to become great, I want to do this, I want to do that, does not translate into how will I be a solution to this problem in Nigeria, then you are not living yet. Ẹni tó bá ń gbélé ayé tí ò ní ojútùú kan sí ìṣòro kankan is not living. Okay, let's put it together this way. Write it, everybody. A person without a clear sense, a person without a clear sense of providing solutions to problems A person without a clear sense of providing solutions to problems is not living, but merely existing. Did you catch that? I'll give it back to me. 1, 2, go. I hope you know that this thing, is it a living thing? But is it like
Many people,
they are existing, but they cannot grow, they cannot reproduce, they cannot be better. Mere existence. Tell yourself, I will not only exist. And that is why this slang must be your mouth. You see many young people, when you see them now after secondary school, they tell you, man must survive, man must survive, man must survive. I want to survive. I want to survive. May you not only survive, I pray you will thrive. Do you know what it means to thrive? THRIV. That is, you are making impact where you are. That is God's intention for you. Please go to the next slide. Let me start rounding up. I want to spend the last 10 minutes to take your questions if you have any. Yeah. Please go on to the next. Okay. If you ever want to become somebody who makes an impact, you must be ready to have curiosity. That is, don't just sit down and be just existing. Come on, it is wrong. It is better for people to tell you that you are going too far than for people to say, yeah. You know, just people. You must be somebody that you are curious. As I'm talking to you, I've had so many curiosity just from interacting with you, and I'm thinking, so this kind of problem still exists. You must be somebody that you are hungry to see issues, to solve. That curiosity must be balanced with a readiness to say, I will not stop learning. And I tell you, learning is what? Change in... No, you not catch it. When I started, I said, learning means what? Change in behavior. Somebody that was an intelligent student. Change in behavior. And I thought that learning can happen either or unconsciously. Okay. When you do this and you take action on it, then you are beginning to get set for impact. So what are the actions? Because I want to introduce you to what we will do in the next time. It is action. I wish that before you leave this place, while you will graduate, I want you to begin to take deliberate steps about lifelong learning. In fact, in my own desire, which is what I'm going to still work toward, I want you to begin, for example, to take maybe an online course. And before you leave this place on Saturday or Sunday morning? Sunday morning. Saturday morning, okay. Before you leave this place on Saturday morning, today is Wednesday. Thursday and Friday break. Go home. Sleep over the night can be times that can change your mind. I've not just come to tell you something that just try. I'm not telling you what is just possible. I'm telling you what I am doing. I believe that a time will come that I will be able to maybe tell you some stories. Maybe when I write a memoir, or tell you some stories about how my life is unfolding. If you hear something, start something about it. So what I'm going to be talking about the actions. Please just stay on that slide. Write down the following platform. I want to tell you some platforms you can begin to explore. For this lifelong learning, where can you begin to acquire information that become knowledge that you can store and use? Let me say this. There are platforms that I want to actually mention some free ones for you. Number one of them is artificial intelligence platforms, AI, because I know that is what many people do today. Yeah, let me say this because I know many of you, it was Miracle Center you did your WAEC. number 1 A, number 2 B, number 3 C. And some of you, they allow you to even carry phone and enter exam hall. Those are some of the things that I believe that God is going to be helping you to deal with. But you see, this generation has become so daft. Somebody yẹn wà daft. Ó túmọ̀ sí pé ponú. Débi pé people don't even know how to ask questions from AI today. For you to know how things have gotten worse. So my goal is that God giving us the time, we can see how to use a tool. Please write down the name of this tool in front of AI platform. There is a tool on most AI tool called Study and Learn. What did I call it? Study and Learn. If you use Study and Learn, ChatGPT will not be giving you answers. So many of you, if they give you assignment like this, even if I give you assignment, and there was an assignment I give you, I say, go and write your career. 200 level students. Do you know what I was reading when I got it? AI generated responses. AI helped them to write their career in life. And it is because we are living in a time of dependence. But with Study and Learn, you will be chatting, just like you are chatting with me. Just imagine, if you chat me now, say, hello, how are you? Do you know what AI will respond when you ask it, how are you? It will answer you. If you just say can you
About just one line of
come to you? It returns thousands of words, and of course, you are too lazy to read them. So what do? Just copy. How are you do? Just copy and paste. And with that, a lot of information on is your life. Many people's life is just like a camera without memory. They want memory kini ena nígbà tí mo ṣe ChatGPT, but kini yóò wọlé síbí. So when they carry their work like this, it actually came into their eyes and left. That is not the correct way to do it. So we are going to explore that. Yes, write down these two. We have something called Google Learning. Google Learning. We have, yes, and we are going to, God giving us space anyway. If we don't have the space, we will continue even after this academy to see how we can explore those digital platforms. We have LinkedIn Learning. LinkedIn Learning. LinkedIn. Have you heard of LinkedIn before? Okay. We have LinkedIn Learning. We have Microsoft Learning. Those are online platforms where there are free courses you can take, even though they have their specifications. We have Coursera. Course. You write course and you put RA at the back. Coursera. If you can touch on these ones, I think they are good tools to start with. Yeah, I want to close. Did you catch everything? Okay. Is there anybody that has a question? If you have a question, please raise your hand. Are you raising your hand? Okay. I hope you know you are no longer in secondary school. When your teacher finish and say, any question? Wow. I hope I'm safe. Okay. Now, this session I've just done is introduction, and I hope you have learned something. I hope there is something that is going to change in your life now. Lifelong learning means you continue to change your behavior for the better. Remind me, a literate person in the 21st century is someone that can. So let me give you this last point so that you write them down, and that is what we're going to. I may not come back to it because we have practicals to do. 4 levels of lifelong learning. 4 levels of lifelong learning. The first level, I will just tell you who you are at each of the levels. The first level is the level of being a consumer. 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 Let me just give you the list. Number 2, you become a communicator. That is the second stage. You are able to communicate what you have consumed. Number 3, you become a creator. You are also able to create new knowledge that people can learn from. I know you know what some people are called content creator. Anybody like that, yeah? I know. What content? Dancing content. Your mindset must change. I pray your mindset will change. And the last level is collaborator for solutions. Collaborator for solutions. What do these 4 levels mean? The first level is like you are doing now. Don't worry, I will come over them again. Number 1 is what? Consumer. That is, ọkàn rẹ ṣe payá, you want to learn. That's the first level. But you must grow from, and most of you are in that level. And that must change. See, these platforms I mentioned for you. Okay. I gave you an assignment about you checking your digital well-being, right? I also gave you an assignment to write down 3 problems. So that is number 1, that is number 2. The third one now, those platforms have said, go and check them. Come on, number 1, Google Learning. Type it on Google itself. Tell it, list the courses I can take in Google Learning. I am interested in maybe writing, singing, a skill you know will solve one of the problems you have listed. So for each, how many tools did I mention? Is it 4? 5? So make sure that you explore. Is it 4? I mentioned Google Learning. Don't worry. Okay, we started with AI. Okay, that AI, the AI I want you to try out is a Google AI. Write it in front, Gemini. 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 You've been using this before?
But now you will explore the study and
instead of just it giving you everything that you copy and paste. The second one is Google Learning. The third one, LinkedIn Learning. The fourth one, Microsoft Learning. And the fifth, Coursera. So just search for them. Any skill that is related to you, look for a course on it, and we will start to explore that. So I said the first level is that you are a consumer. The second level is that you become communicator. You can say, I learned something today. Do you know what I learned today? And you don't know the power in communication. Do you know that many of the things I've just told you now, I have known them better? Some of you are in secondary school, you don't like reading with people. But I hope you know that when you sit down and you teach people, you know better. That is the principle. So when you communicate, then you are a lifelong learner, really. Then the third level is that you go beyond telling people about something somebody did. And what do you become at the third level? You start creating knowledge too. I pray for you here. You will not die a consumer. You will be a creator of solutions that will solve problems. But the fourth level is that you don't just stand as a creator on your own. What do I say you become at the fourth level? A collaborator. Somebody that is able to work with others and say, yes, this problem I've observed is affecting everybody. Let us have created a solution. Can we begin to work on it together? And that is what I'm saying you become. So let me ask you the closing question. Who do you see yourself becoming? Let us say, by the next 5 years, which level of lifelong learning do you see yourself becoming? Collaborator. And that is what God will make you. Now, bow your heads, everybody.
Thank you for watching Youth Mentoring and Leadership Academy 2026. Empowered for all-round excellence.